Barakat. Why is this pot moving like extra big today? Okay. So okay. I'm looking at my old live streams. I just remember having like a sheet where I would recite like the dua for before, like a compilation of duas that I put together before I start streaming. I don't know where that thing went. It was so neat. Yeah, I can't find it. But when I do, inshallah I do, I'll try to use that again. I forgot how it went. It's like, yo, doggy, welcome back to the stream. How's it going? Joy, how are you? I'm awesome. Thank you so much for asking. I hope you're good too. Yeah, so it seems like Tofu replied to that post I put on his community post, like on his YouTube channel. Even though he has no videos, like there was like one area in his channel where I was able to comment. I was like giving condolences. It's nice to like see that he was, at least he replied. Like he's not as depressed. But yeah, I'm sure he's still going through it. So you're great, awesome. Alhamdulillah. So yesterday we finished up to page 47. So there's total 302 pages. Do 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 260 by the end of the month. It's pretty good. I think I'll aim for page 57. Oh wait, I'm gonna see his reply. Okay. He didn't play that much. He's just saying like keep her in your prayers and stuff like that. Hiding Yuki's potbelly. Yo, Brenda Moore, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Wait, I can't find the post. I know it's hard to find it unless you go specifically to his YouTube channel for his username. But yeah, it's like in the community thing. Hello, Daber1234. How's it going? All right, let's continue where we left off. I don't think I reached this part yet, so I'll start from here. When the caravan arrived. Okay. When the caravan arrived, Abdul Muttalib warmly embraced. Oh, wait, Luca's here. Let's get Luca. Luca, relax. Uh-oh. He smelled Pixie. Luca, leave her alone. Just sleep next to your usual pillows, bro. Alright. Finally starting officially. Yuki and Luca and Pixie. But she's not in the frame. She's under the bed sheet. Okay. Yo, walaikum assalam warahmatullahi Kai. Welcome back to the stream. And Unconfident, welcome back. Assalamu alaikum. Walaikum assalam warahmatullahi Yo, guys. Yes, the whole gang is here. Let's begin. When the caravan arrived, Abdul Muttalib warmly embraced Muhammad and brought him and Barakah to live in his home. With an open courtyard and 10 whitewashed rooms decorated with red geometric designs and latticed windows, the house was one of Mecca's largest. Muhammad was not the only child living there. His 81-year-old father still had 2 teenage sons at home, Hamza and Az-Zubair. Hamza adored wine, women, and hunting. At 16, he had already earned renowned for fearlessly wrestling lions with his bare hands. Whoa, before unsheathing his dagger to slay them. His older brother, Az-Zubair, was living up to his name, Invincible Rock, and served as his father's chief supporter. Dependable and meticulous, Az-Zubair ran the household after his mother's death, organizing banquets and hosting dignitaries. They grew up so fast. The table got taller. Are you sure? I guess so, because, like, maybe it's the tripod. But Yuki's so bad, bro. He doesn't want to be on the stream. Okay, fine. Let it go. No more distractions. We caught up and we're ready. The tripod is shaking my phone. Yeah, I said tripod. Sorry about that. So Abdul Muttalib focused his energies on the grandson on whom he had bestowed a unique name. The morning after the caravan arrived, Abdul Muttalib took Muhammad with him on his civic rounds. The Friday morning at the elders' council next to the Kaaba, Muhammad sat on Abdul Muttalib's lap before the semicircle of 20 elders. Chief elder's cushion was placed beneath the Kaaba's only rain spout, symbolizing life and rejuvenation. Following the council meeting, Abdul Muttalib led his grandson to the market of Ugath, Pride Place, so named for its annual competition for poets to declaim odes to their clans, located in a large plaza. The market featured over 100 raised stalls. Merchants sold all manner of goods, spices, dates, vegetables, textiles, goats, horses, tools, and more. Muhammad looked around the market with interest, observing its dynamics. One stall in particular caught his attention. The goods being sold were human beings. Oh, actually, I read this part. Okay, we're here. So the wise men of Mecca, known as the Majlis as-Shuyukh, Congress of Elders, had no formal political power, but rather served as respected mediators, helping people from Mecca and its surrounding areas resolve disputes. Majlis as-Shuyukh. Okay, these retirees gathered almost daily to receive petitioners who would stand waiting their turn at the entrance to the elders' special enclosure. On this particular morning, two men approached the council. Abdul Muttalib motioned for each to state his case. The first began, "My neighbor and I decided to combine our flock to share the same pastures and goat herds. One of my bucks impregnated my neighbor's doe and she gave birth. I feel entitled to the offspring as they are my flock's lineage." The other man disagreed, arguing, "The doe is mine. I cared for her, fed her, and spent money to keep her healthy and safe. Therefore, the kids she bore does usually bear twins or triplets, while I was caring for her should be mine, as my neighbor played no part in her care." That makes more sense. The elders motioned for the men to depart while they discussed the case. Most elders were inclined to the patriarchic interpretation that the man whose buck impregnated the doe had right to the young goats, as the buck's seed had made the offspring possible. After listening to their arguments, Abdul Muttalib offered a different view. Because the doe's master fed and cared for her during the entire pregnancy, the kids belonged to him, but he should pay his neighbor appropriate compensation for the buck's services. The unorthodox ruling swayed the council and satisfied both parties to the dispute. Decades later, Muhammad would be asked to resolve a parallel situation. A man suspected his wife had given birth to another man's son. In this case of unclear paternity, Muhammad ruled the child belonged to his husband, declaring, "Al-waladu lil-firash." The child owes its obligations to the one who cared for the pregnant mother. After the council session ended, Abdul Muttalib had a rare treat for his grandson. Rising from the chief elder's red cushion, grandfather and grandson ascended the steps of the Kaaba. The onlookers were astonished. Aside from a privileged few elders and priests, no one was allowed inside the shrine, certainly not an orphan 6-year-old. Ignoring the scandalized expressions of the spectators and the dismay of the shrine. Ignoring the scandalized Luca! He's mad because he sees Pixie. No, Luca, just leave her alone. Like, she's been there, bro. Okay, so ignoring the scandalized expressions of the spectators and the dismay of the shrine's priestly custodians, Abdul Muttalib pulled aside the massive embroidered curtains draping the doorway, allowing a shaft of light into the gloomy interior. He took his grandson's hand and led the boy across the threshold. Waalaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, been chilling. Welcome to the stream. Did Kai go to school? I don't know. She was here earlier, but not sure if she's still here. Luca's upset, yeah. Whereas Luca didn't see him often. He's over there. He's like that orange cat. He's so mad. Ignore that pile of laundry over there. Pixie's under the cover right there. You can see her tail here, her foot there. And that little bit of her is making him so mad. Look at his face though. He's like, oh, I hate my life. You'll live, Luca, you'll live. He is planning his villain arc. He already is a villain. Okay. His expression is crazy, bro. Okay. So the curtain closed behind them as Muhammad's eyes adjusted to the darkness. He beheld a rectangular hall filled with crudely carved statues secured to the walls by lead pegs. A few miniature oil lanterns illuminated the idols from below. Hazy smoke drifted out of incense burners suspended from the ceiling, while ghostly white-clad priests chanted ancient Mesopotamian incantations. The first priests were Mesopotamian, their voices echoing in the gloom. Muhammad grasped his grandfather's hand tightly. Then, out of the corner of his eye, he noticed a striking portrait. At the center of the shrine's interior northern wall hung a rectangular wooden icon featuring the image of a veiled woman embracing her young son. It was a Byzantine depiction of Mary and Christ that someone had transported from Damascus. Muhammad stared at the mother and child, who were depicted cheek to cheek. The mother looked sad. The boy seemed to comfort her as he gently touched her chin. Presumably, the icon sparked memories of events in Yathrib only 3 weeks earlier. The young boy let go of his grandfather's hand and approached the painting. After some time, Muhammad felt a hand on his left shoulder. It's time to continue our rounds, said his grandfather. As they exited the shrine, Muhammad stared back at the image. The midday sun blinded Muhammad as the pair left the shrine. In the haze, Muhammad noticed a couple with an infant approaching a pair of idols situated opposite the Kaaba's door. They bowed before the statues, which depicted the ancient Arabian lovers Isaf and Na'ila, and they handed their child over to a priest, who placed the baby on a small altar set between the two statues. The priest took wooden arrows, marked the first with the cross using blood taken from the baby's big toe, and marking the second with a white circle using chalk. In a rhythmic trance, a priest shook the arrows and then cast them on the ground before the idol. If the blood-crossed arrow fell on top of the white chalk one, the baby would be sacrificed. Oh my god! That's insane. But actually this happened with the Prophet ﷺ too. Like they were like gonna kill him. They did this arrow tradition too. So, noticing the astonishment on his grandson's face, Abdul Muttalib remarked, I had to undergo that test as well with your father. Oh, okay, so it was Muhammad ﷺ's father, not him. As the pair continued across the plaza towards the Zamzam well, he continued. Luca! Coexist! Luca. Just go back to sleep, bro. See that well, my son? It was I who uncovered it. Alright. Yo, alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi Paularius. Welcome back to the stream. How's it going? Sorry to ask, but what book is this? Oh, don't be sorry to ask. That's a good question. This is Muhammad the World Changer. So it's kind of like an American version of the Sirah, because the real Sirah is called Rahiq al-Makhtuma, and I already read that one. So that one is authentic. It's like the OG Sirah. So yeah, if you want to check that out, it's I have a lot of videos on that. I should probably make a playlist, but I'm too lazy. Hi guys, hello. How you feeling today? Awesome. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi Eric Scott. Welcome back to the stream. How's it going? Don't say that. Don't say doggy rough, bro. That's a verbal warning, okay? I don't think he likes it, that's why. Yeah, he doesn't like it. No, delete that. Alright. But yeah, anyways, I hope you all are having a great day, inshallah. And yeah, let's continue. So the chief elder noted his grandson's confusion at these two seemingly unrelated and surprising facts. He motioned for Muhammad to sit with him in the shade of the well's canopy, where local women were filling clay jugs with water, and he began to recount a remarkable story. At 21, Abdul Muttalib was not yet a member of the elders' council. Because he had spent his early years in Yathrib, many Meccans regarded him as an outsider. One day in the market, he struck up a conversation with an elderly stranger who told him about the legend of an ancient well called Zamzam that had been in the heart of Mecca, not far from the Kaaba. The Jurhumites, Mecca's ancient kings, had concealed its opening centuries earlier when they were overthrown from power and exiled. Over time, people forgot about the well and its location. Other merchants overheard the old man's tale and dismissed it as a legend. But Abdul Muttalib was intrigued. Mecca must have had a water source in its center, or no one would have established a city there. How could he find this missing well? Abdul Muttalib spent days pondering the challenge while sitting near the Kaaba. One day, he noticed a raven digging in the ground. Perhaps Abdul Muttalib could dig up the well. He began to interview old people to gather clues about the Zamzam story. Piecing together fragments of information, he deduced the approximate location of the buried well. As Mecca slept, he dug small holes to look for moisture beneath the surface. In 3 weeks, he sampled soil across the entire area where Zamzam should have been, yet he came up empty-handed. About to give up, Abdul Muttalib watched a magpie, al-Ghurab al-A'sam, land in the plaza and push aside a rock to dig beneath it. It was a eureka moment. The one place he had neglected to dig was under the idol of the two lovers. That night, he pushed the altar to the side and began digging. Lo and behold, the earth was moist. He dug until the sun rose. When city elders saw his excavation, they rushed to stop the desecration of the love idols. Just then, Abdul Muttalib's pickaxe hit a stone with a loud clang, and the angry elders surrounded him. He cleaned off the stone and lifted it to the side. Cool, fresh water gushed out, soaking him. The source of life-giving waters had been concealed for centuries beneath an altar upon which children were sacrificed. The statues were soon relocated a few meters away, and a new wall built to protect the well. Delighted to have a water source in the city's center, the elders demanded authority to regulate use of the well. Abdul Muttalib was offended. He felt it rightly belonged to him as the one who had uncovered it. While the dispute raged, some elders mocked Abdul Muttalib as a half-breed son of a Jewish woman, an orphan with no recollection of his father, and himself the father of just one son. Ooh, sorry. In the tribal code of Meccan society, the number of a man's male offspring increased his honor. It's so stupid. Like, how does that even increase your honor? Like, and actually in Islam, the more female children you have, increases your honor. It's so cute. Like, it's not like it doesn't say at all. Like, if you have a son, like it will grant you gender or something like that. It's only the opposite. It's like, wow, subhanAllah. At that time, like that's liberal feminism in today's world. Like that's what it would be like. But yeah. Feeling powerless and humiliated, Abdul Muttalib suddenly swore out an oath in front of all the elders. Allahumma, he cried, invoking Abraham's God. If you reinforce me with 10 sons, I will sacrifice one of them to you as a thanksgiving offering. Decades later, with the birth of his youngest and 10th son, Hamza, Abdul Muttalib faced a quandary. He had to on his make good on his vow, especially as he had made it not to the idols but directly to the divine. Like the parents Muhammad had observed at the lover idols al Ashiqan al Abdul Muttalib began to cast lots. The sacrificial burden fell on his son Abdullah. Was there was there any way he could avoid sacrificing his most beloved son? Abdul Muttalib consulted the high priestess of the Banu Sa'd nomads, who told him to make 2 arrows, one with Abdullah's name, the other one with the word camel. Abdul Muttalib tossed the arrows at the ground, ultimately obtaining a favorable compromise. He would sacrifice 100 of his camels in lieu of losing the then 10-year-old Abdullah. 100 camels? That's crazy. Not surprisingly, Muhammad would later set the value of blood money called diya to 100 camels. For Muhammad, the story offered another reminder that he had nearly never been born, but his grandfather's creativity almost also impressed him. There had been a source of life buried underneath Mecca without anyone's knowing it. His grandfather invested the time and energy to uncover it. What other powerful forces might lie unseen in the world around him? Subhanallah, that's so beautiful. Guys, I join only my home. Cherishing your daughters or sisters is a guarantee of Jannah. I know, right? Islam is so beautiful, for real. Allah is the greatest. I mean, every God is the greatest. I love Islam culture, like how beautifully they follow their culture. I know. It's beautiful, but I don't think a lot of people follow it though. Like you could say there are a lot of Muslims, but they still like they kind of still in their ignorant state, you know. Um, the Prophet just even tell some of the Muslims like Abu Dhar, radiallahu anhu, like he was a very pious man, but before that he would. He was a recent convert. He would still be a little bit racist. Like he said one time he got mad at somebody. He's like, "You son of a black mother," but that's like he didn't say anything like negative about the black mother. He just insinuated, you know, he just said it in a way that was offensive. Like, like even if you say like, "You son of an orange cat," the way it might be true, but the way he said it was wrong. So he's in the process. I'm told Abu Dhar like you still have ignorance in you from those days of ignorance, and yeah, that's how a lot of Muslims are nowadays. Still, like they, even though Islam says so much about the importance of your female offsprings, some people, I'm not gonna name names because I'm fasting right now in Ramadan, but some people, and maybe y'all know who, some of y'all know who, but they treat their daughters so bad that like compared to their sons, like they're more gentle with their sons than with their daughters when it should be the other way around. Like it's so annoying. A lot of Is it still quiet? I know. Welcome to the stream, Shoveleo. This is called Muhammad the World Changer. It's just like a English sirah, like a American version. Sorry, the tripod keeps shaking. By the way, like it's kind of in a weird position. Let me just adjust it a little bit without accidentally face revealing. Okay. This is frustrating. Okay. I think that's better. Hopefully now it won't shake so much. But yeah, let's continue, inshallah. Like an American documented version of it. Yeah, basically. You splitting facts. I don't like to go out to meet the friends. Honestly, same. Like I'm not outgoing like that myself. But it depends who it is. Like if you're somebody that you're really comfortable with, it's not gonna be too bad. Be right back. Okay, no problem. Yeah, break it. Wow. Okay. The grand white villa shimmered in the midday sun. After the elders' session ended, Abdul Muttalib and his grandson had headed north from the Kaaba up Mecca's only straight boulevard toward the White Mansion. While city residents stopped the chief elder en route to convey their regards, Muhammad stared straight ahead by the largest house in Mecca. Most of the city's buildings were lackluster brown and just one story. This gleaming edifice was more than 3 times their size and twice as tall. A latticed wooden veranda jutted out from the second floor, shaded by a thick tapestry canopy. Chat, what today's quote? Good question. Alright, so I have this app, I don't know, I forgot what it's called, but it shows like a quote on the widget every single day. And today it's like, yesterday was for learning. Today is for, let me look at it again. Okay, learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. It's a quote by Albert Einstein. And also there's another quote by Seneca, I think. It stood out to me yesterday. I was reading it. It's like, aim for the inward and outward being equivalent. Something like that. Let me look at that too. Okay, sorry. I can't find the quote, but it's by Seneca. There was like a link that I was reading. It's like 60 quotes by Seneca, and then it was really nice. I can't remember them though. My age is 13. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, so Abdul Muttalib. Okay, Yuki wants to come back. One second. Come. Okay, so Abdul Muttalib noticed his grandson's fascination with the building, which functioned as Mecca's formal town hall. He told Muhammad, his ancestor, Abdul Muttalib's great-grandfather Qusay, had built it. Qusay had been born Zayd ibn Kilab, a Meccan citizen whose family had produced the first rulers of Mecca, but had not held power for several generations. Kilab died when his only child was just a few months old. A visiting Christian merchant then proposed to Zayd's widowed mother and brought the two of them back to Damascus. Raised as a Christian speaking Aramaic and Greek, the little boy had no recollection of his hometown and limited knowledge of its culture, religion, and language. But his mother reminded him that he was descended from Ishmael and his Jurhamite wife and urged him to one day return to Mecca to reclaim the throne of his ancestors. From a young age, Zayd trained hard to be a leader. Wait, who's Zayd again? Okay, so Zayd is the son of Qusay, which is the father of Abdul Muttalib. Oh my god, Yuki! What do you mean, huh? Oh my god. He wants to keep going in and out, in and out. Can't leave the door open, bro. Okay, I'm not gonna open the door if he meows again. My quote was gorgeous. What was your quote? I'm muted? Alright, am I still muted, guys? I was talking so much. Goodbye, I feel not fight. Wait, Polarius, why? Don't leave. And hello, Foxpaws, welcome back to the stream. How's it going? Because bread tastes better than key. Alright, write down your quote. So, from a young age, Zayd trained hard to be a leader. He learned to read and write in several languages and excelled in the art of diplomacy. But, despite Zayd's best efforts, his stepfather's family never accepted him, and Damascus's elite made him feel like an outsider who could never succeed. He joined the Roman Auxilia at age 16, quickly rising through the ranks and earning the right to Roman citizenship. In the army, he traveled throughout the Roman Empire, observing the diverse peoples, languages, and cultures all united under Pax Romana. Zayd mastered archery and renamed himself Qusay, far-reaching master archer. Oh, okay, so Zayd and Qusay are the same. Oh, I see. Far-reaching master archer. By discarding the name bestowed upon him by his father, Qusay was reinventing himself for his return to Mecca. At 21, he returned to the city of his birth for the first time in over 2 decades. Disguised as a Syrian merchant, he surveyed Mecca's political and social scene. He dressed extravagantly, hoping to catch the attention of Mecca's elders by creating the impression that he was fabulously wealthy. The chief elder, Hunayd, soon heard the buzz about this striking young man and held a banquet in his honor. It was that easy, bro. At the dinner, the stylish Qusay captivated his audience with eloquence in both the Meccan Arabic dialect and foreign languages. Impressed, Hunayd then there offered his coveted daughter, Hubba, in marriage. While marrying the chief's daughter, Qusay positioned himself as the city's crown prince, for Hunayd had no sons and had anointed Qusay as his successor. Within a few months, Qusay had consolidated power. Wow! And revealed his true identity as the heir to Mecca's original ruling clan. In effect, he had cleverly worked within the system to change it, and achieved a result that the city's elders could not overturn. At this time, Mecca had no central leadership council. The city's ruler functioned as a de facto autocrat, while each tribe operated its own informal council to resolve small disputes. Inspired by his experiences in this Roman Empire, Qusay envisioned a strong Mecca powered by a united tribal council that included the heads of all the city's clans. As organized system of civic order would enhance the city's unity and make it possible to gain wide acceptance for major changes. Qusay understood the importance of both order and symbolism, no doubt influenced by his Roman experiences. Mecca needed an impressive building to house the council in order to establish its prestige. He purchased a plot that overlooked the Kaaba and set about building a miniature replica of the Roman Senate. While stationed in Greece during his army training, Jose had become enamored of its whitewashed homes. He imported Greek artisans to whitewash the new parliament's plaster walls, adding decorative designs in red paint. Carpenters from Yathrib's Banu Najjar clan were hired to build a grand ceiling, design lattice windows, and construct the expensive veranda from which members could look south toward the Kaaba. Why does that sound so, like, I don't know, like there's so much details I've never read in like the original Sira? I don't know. But yeah. I can't hear her. I can hear her now. Okay, good, good, good. My comment glitched, doggy. Don't worry. I gotta go. Okay, bye, doggy. No, I'm not glitching. I'm going now. Okay. Give Kitty a scratch from Mr. Zumi. Hello, Mr. Zumi. Welcome back to the stream. I think Luca's a bit far now, so I'm not gonna go to give him a scratch. Otherwise, I might show myself. But I will definitely give him a scratch later. Paul makes sure to play with your friends. No friends. Hi. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. FXHX. Welcome back to the stream. Now I'm also an inventor. Really? What did you invent? All fake friends. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Polarius. I hope you find some real trustworthy friends. Yeah, Paul, learn to touch grass or else you'll regret it later. Wait, why is everyone only targeting her when everyone else is in the stream too? Like, am I going outside to play? You're 13 though. That's not like... I don't know. 13 is still young, but like, it's not that young where it's like, you should only play outside. Like, I don't know. But yeah, you're good. Not all friends are fake though. That's true. You could make friends that don't like what experience do you have that indicated that your friends are fake? Do you want to talk about that, Polarius? If not, that's okay. We don't have to get into it if you're uncomfortable, but if you want to talk about it, we can. Welcome back, Bing Chilling. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. A 3-cylinder revolver. It's complicated, so I'll not go into it. That's from other inventions. It's inappropriate to talk about. How did you make a 3-cylinder revolver? You sound like, what's his name? Luigi I forgot his last name. You're 13, bro. Make your childhood memories so you won't regret. Yeah. And FXHX is even younger than that. I don't know how he... Did you 3D print that revolver? That's insane. That's pretty cool, but... Yeah. I don't know why you'd have to make that, though. Be right back. Again, Isha time. Okay. Taqabbalallah. Now I'm 13. Oh, awesome. Happy late birthday. You were 12 last time I saw you. Okay. So... Yeah, I don't think Paul's gonna answer like why she thinks her friends are fake, but she doesn't have to. It's fine. Let's continue, inshallah. So Hussein called the edifice Dar al-Nadwa, the House of Assembly. The bottom floor included 12 guest rooms to host prominent dignitaries. I want to go there. The upper story contained a great hall with 12 large windows, their frames made of imported cedar. Decorating the hall's main pillars were 12 circles of red paint that had been mixed with blood taken from the right arms of Mecca's chieftains as a sign of their joint commitment to the new civic order. In the main hall, 12 red cushions were laid out, with the banners of the clan anchored behind them. Dre, I'm 17. I'll be turning 18 next month. Awesome. So, your birthday's in April. That's cool. So, sister, sorry I told you I'm feeling not right. Oh, okay. It's okay. No worries. Either I am for you and you're around 12 hours ahead, or before using time zones, or you're in Pakistan. Now, this is AM. So, I think in Pakistan it's probably like 7:52 p.m. Or 1 hour later than that. I don't know. It's got I'm older than you. Shocking. Really? How old are you? Nudar. Your age? Unconfident. Hello, K Plays. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Oh, I have like 3 pages left. I'm gonna stop here next, but for now we're just taking a little break, catching up with the chat. 7:53 p.m. Pakistan time. Yeah, you guys are 12 hours ahead. It's like the same time zone, just p.m. instead of a.m. for me. I'm 18. I'll turn 19 in June. Awesome. You reading the Bible? No. This is not the Bible. This is just another book called Muhammad the World Changer. Well, I feel like this doesn't resonate with a lot of people. It's just historical. Like, it's not preachy, you know? But afterwards, we're going to read The Mountain Is You. So stick around for that. I feel like this book, more people like it just because it's more relatable to the masses. Are you Muslim? Yes, I am. Walid, I suspect that you're a Muslim as well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh if you are. So let's continue, inshallah. Qusay called the edifice. Okay, the repetition of the number 12 was no accident. To the Semites, the number symbolized completeness. 12 tribes of Israel, 12 disciples of Christ, 12 signs of the zodiac, astaghfirullah, and 12 months of the year. Darul Nadwa welcomed the chiefs of Mecca's 12 main clans. The clan leaders who had to be at least 40 years old to join received access to a luxurious club featuring private events and the city's best food and entertainment. Yo, I want to try that. But this was more than 1400 years ago, so I can't. Qusay in turn gained a centralized court of nobles through which he could keep a close eye on the city's top elites. As he stared at Darul Nadwa, Muhammad marveled at this monument to his ancestor. The building stood as a testament to Qusay's ability to overcome his outsider orphan status and live up to his mother's grand expectations. And Qusay had worked within the logic of the established order to change it. Abdul Muttalib directed Muhammad's gaze to an exquisitely carved wooden post in front of Darul Nadwa. His grandfather noted that the post marked the departure point for the annual caravan to Damascus. Smiling, Abdul Muttalib revealed another remarkable family story. It was Qusay's grandson, Hashim, Abdul Muttalib's father, who secured for Mecca the safe trading routes that these caravans now take. It was he who decreed that all camels embarking for Damascus should unite as one to form a great caravan, and that they should first convene at his grandfather's hall. The centralized caravan system had put Mecca on the map, drawing merchants from all across the region. Before then, Mecca's claim to prominence was simply as Arabia's premier pilgrimage destination. As the governor and organizer of the Great Caravan, with its guaranteed safe passage and tax-free trading rights, Muhammad's ancestor Hashim had transformed his hometown into an economic powerhouse. Wow, so he came from really, really good noble lineage. What is she reading? Hello, Rashitha, sorry. Welcome to the stream of what we're reading. This book called Muhammad the World Changer. It's basically like an autobiography. Not autobiography, a biography of him. And yeah, it's kind of like the American version of that. Do I speak Urdu for the next 10 seconds? What do I even say? I don't even know Urdu though. Like, I only know something like, मेरे नई उर्दू जाना है. She's reading a book, a really good book. G-stream using. Do you speak Arabic? أنا أتكلم عربية بس شوي. لكن لا جيد جدا. Do you know Urdu? I don't. Why is that? Hello, Roman67, welcome. Hello. Why are you studying online? Because I feel like a lot of people resonate, not resonate, but they could benefit from this. Um, but yeah, I feel like you guys will like this book, so I'm trying to finish this because I was trying to do at least 10 pages a day. As you could tell, it's kind of slacking there, but if I just read up to here, we can move on to the next book, and I think you guys will like that more. Allahumma barik. Ameen, ameen. May Allah bless you as well, Walid. Invention 1. So I'm thinking about making an invention of 3 cylinders. You're thinking about it or you already made it? I thought you already made it, but I don't know why you would need that. Have you finished studying Fastlane Millionaire? I have not. I don't even know what that is, actually. But welcome to the stream, Superman Language. How's it going? I told you no 6-7. Okay, FXHX. Dre was 45 plus 22. 6-7. I don't know. Alright. Hashim's innovation had not come easily. After Qusay died, his children lost their position of prominence in a clash of Mecca's clans. His grandson Hashim grew in Mecca as a political outsider. Born as Amr Immoral after his father's death, he renamed himself Hashim Pulverizer to burnish his reputation as Qusay's heir. Tall and muscular with long wavy black hair, Hashim was known for his brilliant smile. An extrovert and go-getter, Hashim knew he had to create his own opportunities. One day, as he sat in the shade of the Kaaba, he heard a Syrian merchant complain about the strife between the Byzantines and Sasanians that threatened to cut off trade along the ancient Silk Road. Hashim decided to leverage the rivalry to his advantage. With an introduction from the Syrian merchant, Hashim traveled to Al-Jabia, the hillside capital of the Ghassanid kingdom, to meet King Al-Harith IV, who ruled as vassal of Byzantium in southern Syria, through which much of the caravan trade passed. Hashim, now 27, procured a contract that granted him exclusive rights to import goods from India and Africa via Mecca. King Al-Harith also agreed to provide a letter of introduction for Hashim to Emperor Anastasius I in Constantinople. Hashim leveraged his grandfather Qusay's outstanding military record to help secure a meeting with Anastasius, who did not normally grant audiences to random young men from Arabia. Hashim's impressive diplomatic skills charmed the emperor, who granted him exclusive import rights and provided a signed letter formally exempting Meccans from taxes and tariffs. Empowered by this diplomatic coup, Hashim approached Arabia's other neighboring empires and personally negotiated similar trade treaties with Persia, Abyssinia, Egypt, and even India. 4 years later, Hashim returned to Arabia, having transformed it into an essential trading thoroughfare. Elders representing Arabia's main tribes gathered in Mecca for a ceremony to establish the Hilful Mutayyabun, Pact of the Perfumed. The elders all placed their hands in a cauldron with an amalgam of rich spices, nutmeg, cinnamon, cardamom, and cloves from India mixed with frankincense, musk, and myrrh from Africa, signifying the trade routes Hashim had secured for them. To seal the pact, they smeared their hands over the Kaaba's walls, wiping their faces and placing their right hands over their hearts. Okay, so basically Hashim was getting aura, basically. Like, his father, Qusay, had all that aura, right? But he lost it because of some clans, and then some of the clans clashing, and then Hashim regained it by this guy named Anastasius I in Constantinople, and now he's like the king of the trade routes. Why is everyone from India and Pakistan, bro? I don't know why, but I don't mind it because like so far they've been really nice. Ew, meat eater. Okay then. Meat eater. Wait, why are you saying ew vegan? Like, vegan food is really good. Like, the plant-based food, it actually tastes a lot like meat. Allahu Akbar. Eat a shawarma, little bro. Yeah, shawarma was good. I love my country. Awesome. Are you born Muslim or converted? I am born Muslim, alhamdulillah. So I'm just trying to get closer to my deen though, because it's Ramadan, inshallah. Joria Hashim never had any aura. What? Hashim? He never had aura? But wasn't he like the father of Abdul Muttalib? Like he's getting aura right here. Like he returned to Arabia and transformed it into an essential trading thoroughfare. How's that not aura? Thanks be to God, Lord of all worlds. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Maliki Yawmiddin. Okay, so Hashim had earned the right to recognition as an elder. Though he was now only 31, the council granted him membership as a clan leader in Darul Nadwa, a special exemption from the age limits established by his own grandfather. So his grandfather set the limit for the elder circle to be 40, but he was 31. He had 9 years to go, but they let him be even the leader of the whole tribe because he did such a good work, because he had so much aura. So the innovative Hashim struggled to find a wife who would match his pioneering spirit. He had his eye on a remarkable woman from Yathrib. She was a self-made independent businesswoman from the Banu Najjar clan named Selma, complete, a noble Jewish woman descended from the King David. To the dismay of Yathrib's rabbinic council, she had married and divorced several times of her own volition, and she was not eager to remarry. Hashim and Selma often did business together, and he repeatedly and unsuccessfully proposed marriage. Oh no, he lost all his aura by getting rejected. Fair enough. Hello, Lana Bassam. Sorry, I said your full name, but welcome. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the stream. Did you break your fast? No, I only started it. It's 8 a.m. right now. Bro, I have 12 hours to go. Not 12, maybe 11. Are in the big 6,000s. 600s. Yep. Vegan meat eater, all the same. Yeah. Everybody's gotta get nutrition somehow. Just take your vitamin B12 supplements if you're vegan. Vegan meat eater. Okay. I think I can sell people my 3-cylinder revolver. But you'd only be providing people with weapons, and who knows how they use it and where you live. Probably gonna use it on their wives, if anything. It's 8:04 p.m. here. Oh yeah, you're from Pakistan, right? Yeah, so we're 12 hours. Sister, what is the future? I don't know. That's the point? Oh my god, bruh. Selma at last agreed to marriage after Hashim proved himself by earning membership as a Meccan elder. Oh dang! He finally got the girl he wanted! Okay, so in addition to requiring Hashim's conversion to Judaism, Selma insisted on setting her own terms for the marriage, specifically that she retained the right to divorce, that she would maintain her home in Yathrib, and that any children would live with her there until age 13, enough time to complete the bar mitzvah ceremony. Even by Yathrib standards, these were exceptional demands. She can divorce if she wants? That's crazy. So Hashim happily accepted, and the couple soon produced a son, Muhammad's grandfather. This is Abdul Muttalib. The boy was given the name Sheba, wise sage, literally silverish white, and lived with his mother in Yathrib. When he was 2, messengers from Gaza delivered the news that his father had died there while on a business trip. No. This broke the boy's link to his Meccan ancestry. Sheba remained in Yathrib with his mother until she died 6 years later, rendering him a yatim. Hashim's brother al-Muttalib came from Mecca to retrieve his nephew. When they returned together, Sheba's tanned skin confused his relatives, who were meeting him for the first time. They assumed he was al-Muttalib's new apprentice and dubbed him Abdul Muttalib, al-Muttalib's apprentice. The moniker stuck. Okay, so Muttalib was his uncle's name. Then they thought that he was So he was a little tanner. They're like, wait, why is he tan? He's supposed to be white, right? So they thought like he's his apprentice or something. So he called him Abdul Muttalib. Okay, so Abdul Muttalib was of course unfamiliar with Mecca's dialect and customs. Local boys teased him because of his foreign accent and strange cultural references. As a yatim, he had no obvious path to influence in the city, despite his father's and great-grandfather's legendary status. Abdul Muttalib quickly learned that he would wield influence only if he mastered the one tool available to all people, the Arabic language. Alright, we're gonna stop there. That was really cool. I like this book though. It's really interesting to read. I treat everyone equally, I just think typo story. I reckon this is a Gaza and Syria though, but I may be wrong. Really? I didn't know there was another Gaza. I thought it was only in Palestine. Because isn't Palestine like the like Gaza especially the place for where all prophets linked? I'm gonna read this book now, but let me catch up with the chat first. You can get B12 from curd if you eat daily. Nice. Hello, Blue Lover. If you're still here, welcome to the stream. Nah, dude manifested. Roses are red, violets are blue. Rista is vegan and she must taste meat. You didn't rhyme, but I don't care. Meat is not that important, right? Is it? It's not fard. You just have to do qurbani, which is the main reason that vegans go vegan, so animals don't get killed. So you might as well eat it if you're gonna have to kill it in Islam. I'm from Algeria. I want to make da'wah, but my English language is very weak. Do you know any Islamic dictionary that you recommend? I don't have any dictionaries. Like I've never, like I've had like Arabic dictionaries, like where you learn Arabic from it, but no, I don't have any suggestions for you. Sorry, Walid. But that's cool. You're from Algeria. Typo. Sorry. Have you read the book Anne Frank, or do you know anything about her? I did read Anne Frank. I remember like she was just like in that one apartment. I read it for school, so it was a really long time ago. Well, I sound like a boomer, but it was not that long ago. I just forgot it. But yeah, her life story was pretty scary. She was that Jewish girl who survived the Holocaust. Yeah, I remember her. I treat everyone equally, but Eris said ew vegan, so did I. Makes sense. Your English is pretty good. Yeah, Winnie, your English is really good. I'm gonna go give you one. A revolver? Thanks, FXHX. I don't know what I'll use it for. I know this book. I haven't gotten it. Yo, free knowledge. Yes. Yes, being chilling. I highly recommend that everybody get this. And if you can't get it, just watch the streams. I already started it though. So you're gonna have to read the old ones. Not read the old ones. Watch the old streams if you want to read alongside. Thank you, of course. What is your dream, sister? To just have my own shower one day. It's such a bare minimum thing. But I want my own shower, my own kitchen, my own like room, so I could keep it clean and study whenever I want. On a shower, so nobody knocks while I'm showering, telling me to get out in 5 seconds so that they could use the bathroom. And I want my own kitchen so I could cook and do whatever I want, make whatever I want without anybody in there. So basically, I want to move out. So I'm going to be responsible for so many crimes. Why? You're just a kid, bro. Inshallah, your own downtown. Inshallah, I guess. But isn't it haram to live by yourself? Like, I would have to have one mahram. I don't like my dad and my brother, so that means I'd have to get married for the sake of having my own place. Which, if I were to get married, I wouldn't be able to have my own place. That would mean I have to share. Which, I don't know if that dream is even possible. Is it haram? I mean, unless you have your mahram, like, your dad living across you, maybe. That's fine. I don't know. It's just, yeah. Only for a girl, I think. But I'm not sure though. I gotta double check on that before. It's just like living without a mahram is not recommended, at least in Islam. So, yeah, life is not fair. It's not, but it's not meant to be. Only Jannah is fair. The hereafter is fair. What is haram? Not fair. It's well, I'll have to check on it and get back to you guys though, because I don't have my laptop right now. I would have checked it on my laptop, but yeah. Let's continue. So, disorganization. By leaving our lives and spaces in disarray, we're not just mindlessly forgetting to take care of our surroundings. We're often actually creating distractions and chaos that serve an unconscious purpose. Hmm. So this like when you're like on your phone, for example, you're just scrolling through reels, or you switch apps, you start watching other people's snap stories, you go to Instagram, you watch those, and then you go on other texting apps and you start texting people. You just really disorganized. You're wasting a lot of time. You're mindless. You're forgetting your surroundings, the things that you have to do in your real life, like your chores, and you're studying, doing your classes, and you're often actually creating distractions and chaos to serve an unconscious purpose. What is that purpose? To fill a void, like a stress. You're trying to relieve some stress, which you're feeling because you have to do something. And that stress would have been gone if you did that already. But you're tired, so you should take rest or do something, but you're not in the mood to do it. So a clean, organized space, both for work and for living, is essential to thriving. Which I don't have, bro. But anyways, this means a tidy home, clothes that are easy to reach and put together each morning, a clean kitchen, and an organized desk. Paperwork should be filed in one space, and your bedroom should be calming, and everything should have a home that it can return to at the end of the day. Without cleanliness, we create fewer opportunities for ourselves. Nothing positive nor beautiful flows from chaos. Deep down, we know this. Often, when we are self sabotaging through disorganization, it is because when we are very clean and organized, we get an uneasy feeling. That uneasy feeling is what we are trying to avoid, because it is the recognition that now that everything is in order, we must get to work on doing what we need to do or who we want to become. But why would that feel make somebody feel uneasy? Because whenever I get my own space, right, which is very rare, but when I do have my own space, maybe like somebody's traveling and like no one's gonna use that space, I clean everything right away, and I actually do get motivated to work on things that I need to do or want to become. That makes me feel good though. I don't know why some people feel uneasy about that though. But this exactly is what I was saying when Polarius asked like what is your dream? I literally answered this, and it's talking about it. That's crazy. I'll come back. Okay, bye. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Polarius. Bye, chilling. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful time. Okay, bye, being chilling. Thanks for joining the streams, guys. I'm not making. I interpret visions as well. Really? Winnie? That's so cool. That's like a Yusuf Ali snap skill. Barakallah means may Allah bless you. Mm-hmm. Just don't make fun. Be right back, Dre. Don't vanish. Okay, I'll stay here. And may the pet listen. Okay. Let's continue, inshallah. It's like everybody had to go at the same time. When we leave our spaces messy, we're always a few tasks or priorities away from stepping out and showing up. So, how to resolve this? Like anything, you need to start slowly and adjust yourself over time. To declutter and reorganize, start with one room. And if that is too much, try one corner, drawer, or closet. Work on that and only that. And then implement a routine that maintains the organization. Hello, Lana. Welcome back. How's it going? Do you remember me? Yes, I do, Lana Bassam. How you been? Assalamu alaikum. Always say salam when you join the streams, okay? You're Muslim. Only Muslims in the stream. From there, start arranging your space so that it works for you, not against you. Put something soothing on your bedside table, like a diffuser, or create an organized family calendar in the kitchen so appointments and schedules are visible to others. If you have trouble with the mail being disorganized, create a spot for it to go when it comes in each day. If you have trouble with laundry being disorganized, create a system for it and decide on a day or two that you do the wash and do it in bulk. You must slowly let yourself get used to working at a clean desk, and eventually it will become a second nature. You'll begin to realize that you also feel so much less stressed and much more in control of your life. That makes a lot of sense. Like, people, they want control in their life, so they self-harm. But you might as well just clean your room if you want to, get that control in your life. But it's not as simple. I think that's also a disorder where people have OCD. They start cleaning everything so much. But too much of anything is bad. So it is very hard to show up as the person you want to be when you are surrounded by an environment that makes you feel like the person you aren't. That's very true. It's not just about messiness, dirtiness, but also your friend circles, anything. Are you kidding me? I only read 2 pages? That's crazy. Hmm. 51, 60, 70, 80, 90, 20. 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 200, 1, 2, 3. So I could read 10 pages a day. I don't know if that's too much though. It's not about finishing, it's about understanding. Yo, how come there's 0 viewers, bro? That's crazy. Alright, attachment to what you don't really want. Sometimes your dreams for your life are adopted from other people's preferences. In other cases, you determine what you want and then you outgrow your old ambitions. Sometimes we fight endlessly to try to force ourselves to want something that we don't really want, and it always leaves us empty because it isn't a genuine desire. This is different than lacking motivation or experiencing resistance. Our inability to perform is not based in fear or lack of skill, it is based in an inherent knowing that this is not what we want for our lives, and perhaps we're feeling lost or unable to change our path. When you find yourself struggling with something, you have to ask yourself, do I actually want to do this? Do you want the job, or do you just like how the title sounds? Are you in love with the person, or do you like the idea of the relationship? Are you still holding an outdated idea of what your greatest success will be? And if so, what would it look like to let that go? At the end of the day, self-sabotage sometimes functions to show us that we aren't quite on the right path yet, and that we need to reevaluate to determine what would feel best for our lives, even if that means we disappoint some people or even our younger selves. I'm getting thirsty as I'm fasting, remember? Maybe I'll stop here, I don't know. There's nobody watching. Practice non-judgment through non-assumption instead of reaching a conclusion about a person based on the limited information you have about them. Consider that you're not seeing the whole picture and do not know the whole story. When you are more compassionate in other people's lives, you become more compassionate about your own. When you see someone who has something you want, congratulate them, even if it feels hard at first. If it will extend back and open up to receive it as well. Okay. I know that one person said to not go anywhere, Eric Scott, but I'm getting sleepy up here, I'm not gonna lie. Anybody here? Let me look us here. Okay, bye guys. See you later. I'm very sleepy. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.